to haul myself up. So basically what happens, it's kind of simple. In place of the chair, I go on here. Okay? Then I need a way to climb. I'm going to use the gree-gree just like we've been using. Just the way you belay belay somebody up there, the chair up there. I'm going to belay myself up there with the assistance of a step. Okay, so here goes my ID. So keep things nice and neat as I can. My system is closed on both ends of the system. I'm climber and belayer now. Okay? Now I need a couple other pieces because I'm not going to take the chair up there with me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a portable chair and I need an aider. So this is a chair. What I'm going to do is it's a triangle harness, and this one's got shoulder strap. Body just like so, 3 points, just like our diaper harness for our rappels. I'm going to clip it all together and lower him down. All right. I'm going to lower him down using another descender, very similar to this. I could use another one of these. I could use a figure eight, whatever, but I'm going to use another descender. Okay, so this has got to go up with me. All right. I don't want to go all the way up there and then drop a critical piece of gear. So what I'm going to do is build this system on the ground on the other end of the rope and then haul it up to me. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get organized down here, and then when I climb, I'm going to pull everything up to me in the order I need it, pre-built. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chair, I'm going to put it on the end. Okay? I'm going to take a top corner, you'll see why in a minute. All right? I'm also going to put another carabiner down here. So that's all pre-rigged and ready to go. Okay? Next piece is the descender. I'm going to put it in order the way I'm going to use it. So I'm going to face the load. Come on. Okay. So I want to face the load like that. See that? Load. I pre-check it just like I always do by giving it a tug test. Does it move? Does it glide? Okay. I'm also going to backstop it with a knot so it can't slip and fail. And I need a sling to attach it to the chair with, so I'm going to pre-install that right now. Okay. What this allows me to do is as soon as I get up there, I'm just going to wrap the pole, clip that back in, lock it, and I've got a attached secure system. As soon as I have it attached to the kid, it's locked. I don't have to like, oh here, hold this while I, and if I drop anything, no problem. Does that make sense? So I backstopped it. So this is all in the order I'm going to use it. Everything clear? Great. Here's mud. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little aider with an ascender. Okay? This is going to go above my ID, and I'm going to use my ID as an ascending device instead of a descending device. So I just put this above. I've got lots of steps, so I basically just pick a step. So I'm going to tighten this up. Now frankly, if I had 3 of you pull this rope, you'd probably shoot me right up there in 2 seconds. Okay, but I'm going to do it this way because I'm a single operator, and I don't want to do any crazy stunts. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now the reason I say you don't need to be strong to do this, you don't have to be Popeye or do a lot of one-arm pull-ups, right? All I need to do is have enough strength to stand like that. Okay? It's actually a 3-to-1 rig. If you look at this as a block and tackle. So I'm going to have to pull 30 feet through to go 10 feet up, which is a little slow, but it's not a problem. I always get this thing.
So you always end up in a sitting, you'll never be vertical. I mean, like standing on that you'll never be upright. You're always going to be in a sitting position, pushing.
The way you see me, it's just what we're going to do.
Okay.
So I got all these steps so I can adjust.
Because your harness kind of puts you in that
right.
You're sitting
position.
In your harness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting. This is called a sit stand. This is very little effort.
Pushing off.
Little leg push.
Climb up.
Right? Let go, everything stops. So all I need to do
Both the leg and the hand.
Physically?
pressure.
Yeah.
I think we better explain to them what
When I-
we're
when I
gonna
try
do
to rush,
before
I
we go, 'cause I'm gonna be out of breath when I get there. Okay. You here, but no.
So you can see it's really kind of slow. But it's not taking it out of me.
Yeah, you may want to unbuckle your jacket.
You don't arrive
take your
exhausted is
hat
the point.
off. Worked over.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful because if any part when you get up there goes bad and you end up stuck up there without any warmth and you're sweaty, do you know what I mean?
Best if I had
Well,
gloves
you're not gonna be.
and a helmet and a light, right?
No,
Normally I'd have a helmet on.
because you still, yeah. 'Cause you
We're
always
training.
go
We don't need helmets in
down.
training.
Yeah, and you're gonna see all that in a second. You're never stuck. And you're gonna get that person down, and then you're gonna come down right after.
Right.
You might need to bring, your pack with you and have some first aid supplies.
Blanket.
Blanket,
Put that on the end.
oral airway, oxygen.
Put the AED on them.
Put the AED on them.
Is this for
them
you or them?
Hey, right where you are. If I rig differently, I could climb a lot faster. But this is the simple adaptation we're showing you to use the system that's already in place. And this, of course, is the trick.
Look at
Hey, son.
What's up, Mark?
I hope he's happy to see you instead of
Yeah,
asking
right.
about this situation.
Change my mind. Bring me down with the tea chair.
Oh.
Doesn't like to move. Son, everything's going to be fine. So from this point, what I want to do is actually stay in front of this kid, right? I do not want him coming off. Obviously, right?
I thought that's why you went up there, so he'd come off.
I'm in front of him. So now what I'm going to do, I don't need the ascender. I'll hide that out right here. And I've got my above safety from this thing, okay? So now what I want to do, I'm going to stay right with them, check in. Now the rest of my gear is at the end. How you doing? This won't take any time at all. We got a lot of rope. So all this comes up. All I need to do is find this thing. And I'm set. Okay? Now what I can do is bring this in position.
You said we could even use the exact same one we have. You just happen to have a different style thing.
Yeah.
But you could use the one on your harness.
Get a little closer to him. So now this is nice and adjustable. It's going to set wherever I put it. Okay? Like if I pull it up a little bit, it'll just lock right off. Medium-sized guy. I'm going to take it around his shoulders first. Pass this around. Okay, so I all see this, right?
That's, yeah. Yeah.
From here forward, he's secure. I mean, he's not going to fall out of this thing. Now I'm going to take this one and do the fussy part of like fussing under his legs. Like obviously I don't want to move him around and dump him out. That's why I did this first. I bring this up. Oh, I got the package secure. I've also got arm straps. Like a diaper. Put your arms in there. So, if you were hanging out of a helicopter with this thing, it'd be all right. Ready for a ride? Good. So now he's screaming and crying and freaking out. I got some patient care to do here. Right? I was like, I'm sorry, son, but for your own good, I'm going to dump you out in here.
Diaper boy's coming. Look at you, Jakey. Yeah. Bring back memories, Patty. Get the wipes.
Let him hang there for a while.
Battle this out.
I got good control.
What's up, Hudson? Go.
It would be great if somebody catches him on the ground, right? But down he goes.
We can run in and get us free hot chocolate.
I wouldn't give him free hot chocolate for being such a
When he's
fool.
off, let me know.
Send him home to his mommy.
Pull his tickets.
Is he off? No. He's off.
Oh, he's off.
Stop. Come to the side with me. Okay. Right over there by your sister.
Yeah, she was brave enough to get off by herself. Just trying to help out.
So what are you doing, Mark?
I'm just getting the reload off.
The reload off of what thing?
ID.
Oh.
Yeah, we saw that. We were hoping nobody's mad at me.
Start getting stung by bees while getting
On
lower.
the chair.
To the left of his feet. Did you see that? Oh, baseball.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the chair. Just right in the left corner.
Oh,
Oh, he's doing it.
Yeah, you look, that's pot calling kettlebell.
And always watch the chair don't pop you back in the head. You're pushing away from you.
Gustafson?
What's that?
When I was up there, I heard you laughing.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
You're like, there's my show. Hi. Somebody was.
All right. Woo!
So it's a bit of work. It's not terrible. It's not exhausting. I think I could do that after a long day of skiing. It's kind of hard, but because of that mechanical advantage, a lot of it's fussy. But I think it's a secure maneuver where you're not going to drop the skier to the ground.
You have to wear a dress shirt?
What's that?
You have to wear a dress shirt?
Gotta be a beaver. Gotta be a beaver.
Gotta wear your spirit wear. So what do you think?
Doable.
It's, like I said, it doesn't take, you're not monkeying around or doing all these free climbing moves.
I think
It's very similar to what we're doing.
my biggest fear, the loophole, is when you get up there and in front of that patient, if they're stupid and they're so anxious that they're just gonna reach forward and grab onto you.
Yeah, they could. You
Yeah.
gotta do a lot of
Okay, but
coaching.
you're on the way.
You're secure.
As long as they can hold on
You're
to
there.
you,
If they grab you or something, that would be not pretty.
it won't be pretty.
The whole situation is that they're froze for you. They're not moving.
I know that. I know it's based on, you know, your ability to keep them chilling and in their chair and not.
The whole thing is a crappy scenario to begin with.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it is.
And ideally, you know, or not
The
ideally,
cool
but
thing is,
either they're not going to want to go and they're going to go kicking and screaming the whole way and you're going to rip them out of that chair,
there's actually, yeah.
or they're not going to be able to move. They're not going to be able to do anything. And you might have to administer some sort of first aid when you get there, like get an airway, do, you know, breathing, I don't know. Or it may be just an all-out race to get them down to the ground so that you can start performing CPR and get a harness on them and get them safely to the ground before they fall out of the chair.
Right.
Okay? Chances are they're not going to be kicking and punching you and everything else until you get the harness on them and you tell them that they are going down.
Yeah.
And in which
And
case,
you know, oh, go ahead.
you're standing in front of
I've
them,
actually got leverage to take them.
Yeah.
for the
Just
Yeah.
drag them off.
rip them out,
Right. Right.
and they're secure.
You know, and if it was a situation that you couldn't get under that leg, could you just stop where you were at and use their shoulders?
I wouldn't want to do that. I do that so that they're secure at the shoulders first, and then I'm going to add the legs in. I don't want to
But
arm
you'd
sling them
never
down.
abandon ship and be like, oh, we're just going to use the shoulders.
You know, it
and
would
go.
have to be a pretty weird situation. I'm going to take
Okay.
my time, get them secure before I lower them. Even if they're just catatonic or freaking out, it's
Right.
not too hard. But you can imagine, like, you don't want to do the legs first, for instance. You can
Right.
see why.
Yeah.
So get them under the arms, secure, then add in the legs.
And the deal here is we're using everything that we already are familiar with. Okay, there is, like Mark said, if we could go to a one-to-one line and we could use, you know, like a regular gree instead of an ID or something like that, everything would even work faster and better. But what we want to do is we want to take what we have that you're familiar with and then let you work with that.
It just makes sense that this is what's going up, so I clip it on me.
Yeah.
That 3-to-1 is slow, but it really wasn't hard effort.
And
You
it's
could see it was kind of like, he's just crawling to get there, but it's not hard effort.
Oh,
And
it's not
that'll
going to
work,
scare the
you know,
victim.
with those, with the sit skis, because they're all tripod.
You have an
so
anchor
you can,
point.
You know, click, and then, you know,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, they're already harnessed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all we would do with a sit skier is just take the chair off and send the thing up, and they would hook right to it because they would have that person with them,
They have one anchor point.
and they'll
They
hook
have a
that,
lift
you
point
know.
on
Same thing,
keep it
free rig.
balances them up.
So the idea is, what we're thinking is we're going to have first a class, and we want to get you guys comfortable with using an ascender and using the gear that we have. You know, that's going to be the thing for you.
And we'll do that before snow using this ID instead of training you on something like, I just have some of this stuff laying around. Like, we'll use this ID because it is a bit
It's fussy.
problematic. It's fussy. Like, you saw me kind of like my own little thing. I was like, I could just race up there. It's a little fussier, but it is secure. And so you want to get the ins and outs of that. So we want to do that so we don't take these away from the hill. And if there's more people interested now, like I'd like to get that sort of little roster, and I'll just email everybody. We'll pick a night, 2-3 hours, and then we'll come out here. We'll do it on a low chair, practice all that maneuvering where you're not like 30 feet off the ground, and then we'll go up high and do it all again. And that's about it. And do the same sort of like competency sort of check off thing. Because we want you to have a little bit better understanding, and then also those might be really good candidates that can also help train and check off other people too. Like that's another good little cadre of instructors for all of this stuff, who are just a little more tuned in.
Yeah, so that way when we come to Cherry Back Day like we are now, well, there's a whole team of us that are
Right.
capable of going through the regular Cherry Back part. And then we would do
Catching
a
the snakes is what it
refresher
was.
on our own, ascension part too after the regular Cherry Back part.
Good work, guys.
So yeah, maybe what we could do is have a show of hands right now of everybody that's interested in doing this.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh, that's great. Holy mac.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's great.
That's more than I had hoped for.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, you're gonna have to start doing applications?
No,
You got to write a letter.
Tryout.
You got to write a letter.
there's no tryout.
Letter recommendation.
2-page paper.
No, honestly, if you had 10 or 12, then there'd never be a doubt in anybody's mind. The worst case scene goes down, and it's like,
Shannon's
Shannon's there,
scheduling
she's
is going to be a lot
We'll get
easier
there.
tomorrow.
we'll get there this season, and that's pretty cool.
So that The better the chance that somebody that can ascend will be or
More people are around, yeah.
Yeah.
More people with the skills are around. That's what we're after.
All right, great guys. Well, that's it.
Tear it down,
We thank you guys all, and yeah, let's get this
I've got them. I've
underway
been.
So the videos I took are going on YouTube unless someone's drastically opposed.
Hey Mark,
yourself.
when are you gonna do a demonstration on how to ascend to the rope
They'll
tow
hit
if
the
somebody
internet.
doesn't get
Although my
off?
point is
How to ascend a rope tow? It's just kind of
Get
it's
out.
a hand over hand.
nobody's swearing on the video
Okay,
that I
rope
heard,
tow.
so I think we're good.
All right, everybody.
Good stuff. Oh, I know.
Coming off pretty easy from over here.